this is how I made tens of thousands of dollars from post, because I showed up vulnerably and authentically. And it would always amaze me. I'm like, why are people messaging me about it? Was usually about my relationship, which I think is kind of funny. But when I showed up vulnerably and authentically, 10K offers selling with total ease. Hello, hello, hello. I am Dr. Andrea Greiner.
And I'm Katie Corbin.
Welcome to the Dreams to Dollars podcast, a podcast for entrepreneurs and professionals who are on their way to actualizing their dreams into reality.
Join us in this lighthearted and unique podcast where we talk about business, success, life, and building a deeper trust in God and the universe.
We are here to elevate the conversation and bring the magic to build your legacy.
We're excited for you to be here. Can't wait to dive in.
Hello, everyone. Welcome. Today, we're going to talk about the unique way of attracting clients. And right, what helps our business is having more clients. And what does everyone sign up for? Like lead attraction, how to get more leads, how to get more clients, how to do all this stuff. And which is kind of funny because that alone kind of puts and scatters your energy. Like, I don't have enough. I need more. And what we're going to talk about today is the unique way of attracting clients. And we're going to make it really simple. Are you ready? Get your pen,
I'm ready.
Your piece of paper. Here we go. Oh, wait, make sure you stand on your head and flip upside down and drink some water, and then it will be magically done. It is to show up authentically as you and to speak the truth that you are here to really speak, to be the embodied medicine or, mastery that you're really here for. Be honest, be honest with who you are. And you're going to start to speak to, there's a phrase, your soul clients. And I can just literally say, this is how I made tens of thousands of dollars from post, because I showed up vulnerably and authentically. And it would always amaze me. I'm like, why are people messaging me about it? Was usually about my relationship, which I think is kind of funny. But when I showed up vulnerably and authentically, 10K offers selling with total ease.
Can be that simple, right? Too, as well. And the one thing I want to say is there's so many methodologies out there that are client attraction this and client attraction that, and use Facebook ads to get new clients, and use organic marketing, and use Google ads, and use Instagram and TikTok and all these things, and make sure you have a hook and yada, yada, yada. And it's almost like without knowing what you're offering, what your offer is, what you stand for, who you are, it's just almost like empty words. So if you go back to the beginning and you're like, what am I actually here to bring people? What am I actually here to, how am I here to serve people? And if you actually come from that space, it's going to resonate very differently than you're just throwing out things out there to sell, right? So there's also this funny thing, which I was observing something this week where somebody had made an offer, right? They made an offer that was a really high ticket offer, and they never even sold it, right? They never sold the offer, right? And they were just like, I got a $20,000 offer. And it's like, okay, well, what are you going to do with that? Well, I don't know. They had no clue how to sell it, what it even was. But they had this $20,000 offer of their expertise that didn't really have any embodiment or any actually real substance to it, right? Like an intangible offer that doesn't have any substance. So even if you're creating an offer right out there and you're trying to market it, but you're not inside of that offer and you're not actually confident in selling it, people are going to feel that. Right? People are going to feel that when you're like, well, I have this $20,000 offer that some coach told me to make because that's how they do their stuff. Well, what are you even freaking selling? It's almost like the lack of integrity a little bit there, where you're not really embodied in your offer. And if you are, right, if you are like, hey, this is what I offer, and even if your offer morphs and change and you have multiple offers or whatever that is like, are you really embodied in that offer in order to be able to sell it to the unique audience. And the more you actually get into the results of the offer, how you're selling it, what it is, what even tangible or intangible experience that is offering people, you're going to have a heck of an easier time talking about it on social media, creating content on it, creating beautiful images on it. If you're actually like, go backwards, right? Go backwards. And then the unique clients that are actually here to work with you will feel, see, and hear the offer. Like, I'm supposed to work with that person, right? And it's almost like an energetic signature that can come through in your work and your voice. And the more that you get clear on that, the easier it is to talk about.
Yeah. And what always comes with clarity for me is also confidence, right? That 20K offer, Katie and I could tell there was no confidence in that. People can feel confidence. If you had a 10K offer that you were selling, that you had more people enrolling in, well, heck, like clarity and confidence in a 10K offer that you're selling, to me is so much more valuable than a 20K offer that you're not selling and you don't have clarity and confidence and authenticity around.
Absolutely. And even if it's not like a high ticket offer, even if it's like you're selling a service or you're selling a
Yep.
product and that product is
Yep.
$40 or $100, right? You're selling
Yep.
therapy sessions at $150 a
Yep.
pop. If you're not clear in what that gives people, the money doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what price it is.
Yep.
It's going to be just as hard to sell a $150 offer as it would be to sell a $15 offer if you're not clear and confident in what you're selling.
Totally. Which reminds me, so I love that you brought up services. A lot of my clients have clinics. They have, $150 services, $200 services. They're building to 30K months. They've hit 30K months. And the unique way they're attracting clients, because they're embodied in their work and they're receiving referrals. The results are there. It's like easy, you have the results. They're right there. They're selling packages to clients. They're hitting these higher marks, and it could be 20K. And there's a confidence and a clarity and an authenticity in their work. They're not just doing it frivolously, like their work is really powerful. So I want to kind of add that, like that little pivot into a clinic. What does that look like for lead generation? And I always like to be resourceful. So if lead generation in a clinic, referrals, getting out there into your community, getting to know people that would be a good referral, and not from a place of need, me, only refer to me, building true connections, right? That is one huge way to increase your leads, building true, deep connections.
You mean like it's not always good to build a relationship just based on what you want, right? So it's like, well, no, actually, if you go up to a person and you're looking to establish a referral relationship, the first question really should be is like, how can I help you? Versus,
Yeah, I
hey,
love
you want
that.
to give me some referrals? Oh, yeah. I don't know. Do I? Like, I mean, I don't know how many times I've been approached like that,
Okay.
where it's like, hey, I'm really new in this area or I'm new in this field. Do you think like you could give me some referrals? And I'm like, why? Like, give me
Yeah.
even a reason. I don't even know you yet.
So I will add, let's give a lot of like love and tenderness to the brand new clinic owners because it's fucking scary. Let's just
Yeah.
be honest.
Yeah.
So we get it. Because I used to be like, referrals? How do I do this? Like, what? Yeah, I didn't like going and be like, can you send me referrals? But now, like having years of experience, it's much different. It's, hey, what do you do? I want to know all about what you do so I can know how to refer to you.
Yes.
And let me gift you a session so you can know how I work. And what would it take to build a relationship where we're caring for your people, my people, our people, and building something greater? Right?
Yes.
So if need and take are in there, it mucks it all up. And I know it's scary at a first clinic owner. So we're also giving lots of tenderness to y'all because it's a big place to be. But there's a way to do it that can really open up your business.
Yeah. And it's really just an approach, a learned
Yeah.
approach and how to do it. And it can be scary and you're going to mess up. That's the truth. If you have done that, here, change it. Like, who cares? Like, there's a
Pat
better way
yourself
to
on the
do it.
back.
Yeah.
Be
There's
like,
a
oh yeah. I mean, like you go through freaking medical school. And I was like, the very first time I took an intake, I was sweating out on my armpits, like asking these very simple questions, but you have to start somewhere. Like
yeah.
even now I'm growing in my business where I'm entering a new landscape and I'm like, well, I'm building skills. So I'm going to go in and it might not be perfect, but I'm taking that step and I'm building skills, I'm building connection, and I just don't know where it's going to go. And how cool is that? Like, you never know where it's going to go. But if you're willing to be open and brave enough to step forward, it's like it's all skill building.
Oh, yeah. A lot of this stuff is actually learned. Even client attraction is learned, right? We're talking about, yeah, step into yourself and your work and stuff like that. That's important. But even the way that we're communicating that we we're open for business ultimately, right? Like, are you open for business? Because there's a lot of times when we're energetically not open for business and we're going, well, why isn't anybody coming in? Why isn't new clients? Well, are you actually open for business? Are you open for new business? And sometimes we actually can check in into our business, right? The consciousness of the business and go like, no, we actually aren't. And then you can flip it, right? Say, like, how do I want to be open? Do I want new clients? And then how do we use the methodologies, right? Through, let's say, social media. I mean, it's a great avenue through the internet. How to use the methodologies that are available to us to attract new clients. Now, if you're using organic marketing and say, like, you have a business page or a personal page that you're utilizing, this is sort of what we're talking about, where we're saying, like, show up in your authenticity and show up in you and make sure you have offers, right? Like, make sure you have ways of people working, because you can show up in authenticity and have all these nice stories. But then if there's no way for them to click or get a hold of you, you're not going to probably do much business there. But even if you're looking for new clients and for client attraction in the unique way, right, of doing that even inside of a clinic, what if Facebook ads is the way you can do that? What if Google ads is the way you can do that? What if referral networks is a way that you can do that? And when we say it's unique to you, you want to like to do it. Like, even if you say, like, you're paying somebody to do some kind of ad work, right? Like, you're not doing it yourself, you're paying somebody. Does that even resonate with you? Like, are you getting the clients through that methodology that you actually like to work with?
Yeah.
Because sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes somebody can run something like an advertising, and then all these people that show up through the door are not ideal. Like, I'm going to turn that off as quick as possible. It's also can even be these methodologies around advertising and marketing. Are they actually conducive? Are they bringing you the clients that you actually want to work with? Because if they're bringing you, I don't know, for me, it's always like, I don't want clients that are balking at a price. Like, they're like, oh, I can't afford that. I can't afford that. I can't afford that. Like, God, that's going to like decrease my overall, like, even want to go if I'm just having everybody balk at a price. It's even like turning the dial on that, going, the unique way of client attraction has to work for you and your business, not just getting new clients through the door that aren't really your ideal clients, because that can actually lead to even more burnout.
I want to add something here, something that Katie does really well. She'll ask, like, if we're planning something together, a masterclass, a thing, a way for client, typically on this client lead attraction. And she's like, well, would you do that? And I'm typically like, it's usually around, like a long masterclass. I'm like, I am not a masterclass person. Give me 5 minutes or send me a link to like find out the information. I want to know like what it is. I want to know what the price is. I don't want to sit in a masterclass. And so I always love how she asks that question, because I'm like, if it doesn't really work for you, it's likely not going to be the way that your aligned clients come in. Now, does that always mean it's true? No. But, if it was a masterclass for me, I'm like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, but I do not want to sit and watch something and wait for an hour for you to give me
Your
whatever the
pitch at
offer
the
is.
end. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, just tell me. Like, I really just want to like give me like the 10-minute snap. I'm just like, I can kind of read the energy and choose. So I love that she always asks that. And it really gives us the time to be like, yes, no, yes, no, have it, and it's a great question. Would you do that? Because typically not all of your clients are exactly like you, but
Right.
many of them. And it just gives you, it helps for if you're going to spend money, gosh, especially on like Facebook ads, like, you have clients spending 10 to 15 grand on lead generation. You want it to be something that resonates with you and
Yeah.
that you are behind energetically.
And the conversions are actually people that you're wanting to work with too, right? So that's the other part is like if you go through the whole process and then you're getting these people that aren't really aligned, it's like that process needs tweaking in some form of or another, because otherwise it's just this sort of revolving door. I don't know about our listeners, but like for me, I would say like I don't want like this revolving door of client where it's always like, oh, new client, new client, new client. Blah, blah, blah. Like I establish relationships with my clients. I like them. I like to work with them. I want to see their dreams come into fruition, even if that takes 5 years, even if it takes
Yeah.
1 year. And this is even true in health and wellness. Well, like I want my clients to get results. I don't want people expecting one visit miracles for 30 years of monstrous pain. It just doesn't work like that. The body is not built to heal that way. So it's almost like if you have even, we can talk about in a clinic attracting clients, if you've turned out on something that's creating this revolving door of clients and they're not really getting results because they're not going through the process properly, then that's sort of defeating too, as well in business. And I know
Yeah.
for me, it's like, and I know for you, Andrew, too, is like you want to be in service. You want people to get results. You're not just looking to sell business. Like there's a transformation that occurs in the process. And that's the beauty of being in a transformational business.
Yeah. You're not like money hungry on the other end, like, ha 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 ha. It's like, no, like really, we create offers and depth to our work that does create transformation. And we actually just really want the people that are willing to take that, the brave step of health transformation or business transformation or leadership transformation. It has to be sustainable, like what I'm hearing from this conversation, like sustainable, long term, longevity, something that even lights you up. We've built 6-figure businesses, on social media, and that's pretty freaking cool. And we love that for clinic owners and other leaders. And it's really about what works for you. And I would say to wrap everything up, like shining and showing up authentically, vulnerably with your mission, with what you're here. And really also who, like Katie said, who are you calling in? Because you don't have to take everyone. And I would recommend you don't take everyone. And I love that Katie's like, I want to like you. Like, I want to like you, if I'm going to work, especially, you're working on someone's healing journey or embodiment journey or business journey, like you can have that standard as well.
Yeah.
Not just taking empty bodies.
Yeah. Just whoever can sit in this chair. Just come on in. Whoever can fit in this chair right here.
That will be exhausting.
That's the only
Yes, that will be exhausting.
That's the
Yeah,
only
exactly.
prerequisite, right? It's just like a body and
Right.
a chair. And it's true. I mean, some businesses are built off just a body and a chair or somebody buying a product, but
It's
most
true.
transformational businesses aren't really built that way. And especially if you're a service provider and you're capped at time for money, meaning you're a therapist, you're a chiropractor, you're an acupuncturist, you're a doctor, any of those things where we're capped for time for money, more bodies in chairs that we can transform with better results. And it's not even about liking, it's like that building that rapport, right? And it's almost like building like, wow, there's a establishment of like trust here and a relationship. And there's just sort of that magic that happens where you're like excited that you're in that chair with them and you're able to facilitate
Yeah.
with them that thing, right? That's happening in that space. And for me, that's part of the beauty of being in a business like that.
With that, along with who that is, like, yeah, actually, you don't necessarily have to like them. For me, I want people that are like willing to be brave and like create their dreams, because sometimes creating your dreams is so scary, like a willingness, like I'm like, bring that, like bring your willingness and man, we can do anything, bring the bravery and the vulnerability to put out there what you really want to create, because it's likely bigger than you could imagine. And that's kind of scary. And that's what I love that. I love that space with people. And hopefully this benefited you. I think it did. I think it's a really fascinating conversation. I think it got a lot of you out of your heads and out of the do, and more of like, be what works for me, and ask some questions, and what is it that you really want to create? Get some clarity, within that lead generation, and know that it's likely, if you're a spiritual entrepreneur building your business, that connections will be a part of this. So even just like, wow, I'm willing to do it differently. I'm willing to show up, and maybe it's not a Facebook ad campaign, but there's some other way to really generate way more leads and open up those pathways. So we're holding that space with you guys and for you guys. And wherever you are in your journey, we're sending you so much love, success, and that your dreams really turn into the dollars that you know are possible. Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to the Dreams to Dollars podcast. If you vibe with our content and want to find out how to work with us, check out our show notes for the links.